Okay, so this is the new AutoCAD Next Generation practice exams with Gmetrix. So we're going to go to exam 1, new test, and you want to make sure you change it from testing mode to training. This will give you a limited amount of time that you know if your answers are correct, and it will give you hints if needed. Now we'll go ahead and click Start Test. Gmetrix, latest one they have is 24. I have 26, so it should automatically open AutoCAD for you and the exam questions. So let's see, let's give it a little bit of time. And there we go. Okay, so please note that sometimes you may need to click on the image itself to see more details about it. If you only read what it says, you may miss your answers or exactly what it's asking for. So I'm going to try to go through this very quickly, so follow along. It's 30 questions. First one, create arc 1 using center point 2. So this is arc 1, center point. So we need a center, start, end. So we're going to go to arc. And we're looking for center, start, end. Here's a center point. They want us to go from three to 4, right there. Make sure you follow it, because every now and then it may ask for other information. And if you don't do it their specific way, if they're asking for position X, it may come out wrong. And now we just need the arc lengths. I'm going to close this just so you know how I got it. You're going to click on your arc, right click anywhere on the screen, and go to properties. This is going to give you a lot of the answers for these practice tests and the actual test. So arc length is right there, 34.03, and here it will tell you how many digits it wants. So if your answer doesn't match that, you probably did something wrong. So 34.03, hit next. It'll tell you it's correct and an explanation of why or how to do it. So I'm gonna hit next. It should automatically open the questions. On the title block A, what is the scale of the viewpoint? Title block A is down here. I'll click it. And then they want the scale viewpoint 1. So we're gonna go down here to the bottom right corner, maximize viewport, and here's our scale, right? And so 1 to 1/16, and next. All right, and let's move on to the next question. So here we need to go back to the models. How many objects are on the objects line layer? So we're gonna Control A, and we're gonna go over here, find the lines layer, and it says 23, right? And so that should be our answer. I'm just gonna go and type it, 23, hit next. Easy enough. Next, place a linear dimension with multi-layers 1 and 2. So click on it so you don't miss any information. So 1 and 2. AutoCAD's pretty smart, so you could just click dimension itself and it'll do all of them. You want to find that endpoint right there and this corner right there. Now please note, this is not a linear, this is an aligned. To get linear, just move your mouse straight up until it changes, and there's our answer. So they want it with 3 numbers after decimal point, so I'm gonna 3.66, and I'm gonna round up. Some questions may ask you to round, others may just want the answer just as it is, and here it will accept both, whether you rounded or you didn't. Next question, create a multi-leader that points to the midpoint. So let's make sure our midpoint is turned on. So without pressing anything on AutoCAD, I'm going to make sure there's no commands there. Hitting escape. Type OS and OSNAP should pop up. If you hit enter, make sure your midpoint is turned on. You're probably going to need it for multiple questions. And we need to create a leader from the midpoint onwards. Please note that this is usually a time exam, so I'm not going to waste time finding the degree symbol because it's not going to affect the answer. They just want to know which one looks the closest to that. So I'm going to just click over here, the leader. Sometimes if you're clicking outside of AutoCAD, you may need to click twice, so just be advised. There, and I'm going to enter the word chamfer. Notice I'm not even capitalizing it. It shouldn't affect it. And then I'm just going to click on it. Right click. And we should see multi-leader style. And they want it in style 3. So style 3. And there's what we see right there. So just note that on this one you see the circle with a circle, and only one of those has the option, so our answer should be 2. Easy enough. Next question. Create the following fillets for the fitting. So they're looking at this area right here. Fillet 1, radius of 2.5, so fillet, go down here, make sure you change your radius. And they want 2.5, enter. Make sure you click on your objects. And then they want the second fillet of 5. So fillet, radius, change it to 5. Please note that some lines may disappear. It's okay, because they just want this length right there. Please notice that they say the dimension, right? So I'm going to use the dimension feature to go from this point to that point, 3249. If you use the measure feature and get the distance, it gives you the answer of 32. This wants with 2 numbers after decimal point. So you have to pay attention to the little details, or you may miss some answers for simple mistakes. Alright, mirror the geometry. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this. If your file ever messes up or anything, you can click this and it will reset your file. It will close it and open it back up. So that way you make sure that nothing you've added should affect your current answer. This one should restart AutoCAD, and this should allow you to change it from left to right or anything like that. Let's go ahead and mirror the geometry. So they want all of this to be mirrored. Here's a mirror like that. Hit no, and they want the dimension from 0.1 to 0.2. So for that, I'm going to go ahead and hit dimension, find 0.1, just go straight down to 0.2, right there, and our answer is 251.23. So 251.23, and it matches the same amount of values that they want. I got it correct. Okay, so next up, modify section AA. So that's this, and they want the text style to be B. So I click on there, and then text style from C to B. And what is the text height? 30. Right, so this is from our properties menu. Remember, if it ever disappears or you close it, you can select anything. So I'm going to select what I want, right click, and click on properties, and that's how we get that. Okay. So next up, using the center point of the arc, draw a circle with a diameter of 10, create an array of 4 circles. Again, this is a time test, so creating an array, hitting 4 and stuff like that may take more time than just drawing the circles. So make sure it's a diameter circle. So find the midpoint, enter 10. Please do not go based off what it says. So for example, notice if you see 10 right there, right? It probably won't be as accurate as you physically typing the number. And then to get the area of the shaded area, I'm just going to go to measure quick and click in the shaded area and 1584. So 1584. Next. And we got it correct. See, I didn't do the array. I just drew the 2 circles. Saves ourselves a little bit of time. This one is not difficult, but again, I've messed it up before because I didn't click on the image and notice that they also want this area hatched. So that's over here. Let's go ahead and hatch. They want the pattern and the scale. Honestly, the scale doesn't matter because it's not going to affect the area. It's only going to affect how it looks. So to draw a hatch, I'm going to click over here, and they want this section, this section, this section, this section, and this. Right? Again, I'm not messing with anything else. Notice it doesn't look the same. It doesn't matter. When we click on any area that's hatched, it should highlight it all. And our properties menu should give us an area. So 6918. And there you go. The next one, they want you to zoom into the bed area. So that is this over here. Copy the dresser and place it 54 units to the left. Place a linear dimension between 1 and 2. What is the distance of the door? Okay, so if I were to copy the whole thing over, 54 units to the left, this line should be the same as moving 54 units to the left. So I'm just going to click on that line, click on the middle gripper, move it to the left to make sure it's straight, type 54, enter, and then what is the distance between 1 and 2? So you should be able to, linear dimension, right? So that is not the same. So if I measure distance from point 1 to 2, that's not a linear. This would be the linear dimension. So if you use the measure tool, you could do that. Or just hit dimension, click here, there, and go straight up. Should be 1550. Next. Okay. This one, I find it that some of you all struggle from going from Cartesian to polar coordinates and such. So my cheat code for you all for this is just draw a radius circle. Please do not click anywhere. Notice that it says specify center point of circle. So I'm just gonna write the coordinates there. 38, comma 25. When you hit comma, it's gonna go to the other coordinate, so 25. And the radius really doesn't matter because you're just gonna use it as a reference point for the midpoints. So the next one, remember, don't click anywhere. 38, comma, negative 30. And again, radius really doesn't matter. Next one is 168, comma, negative 30. And the last one is 168.25, 168, comma 25. And I'm not going to draw this one again because notice it's just going back. So they want you to create a boundary, this specific line. So I'm just going to go draw a line from the center of each circle. Again, my color doesn't match it, shouldn't matter, and all we have to do is delete our circles. And they want the perimeter. So for perimeter and area, we use the same tool. Just do the measure quick, click on it, and the perimeter is 369.75. So let's see, 369, and there it's at 0.75, but it should be the same thing as 370. Let's see if they counted correct or wrong. Yep, because I rounded upwards. Okay. So now the next one, activate the office view. So what they mean by that is if you go to view, you see this drop down menu, you should be able to find office, and all it does is send you to the new location. If you find this image, you're like, oh, there it is, right? Save yourself some time if that's faster. Otherwise, you got to go through the view tab, find this, office, and wait for it to load. Okay, so they want us to add a filing cabinet, placing it 15 units above midpoint 1. So I'm going to go to insert over here, find the filing cabinet, which is right here. Make sure your midpoint's on. I'm going to hover over it, go straight up. You should see the green dash marks, and then type 15 to make it 15 above that midpoint. And now what is the distance between midpoint 2 and 3? So we'll go to home, distance, and they want 2 decimals, so using the measure tool should be fine. From 2 to 3, 41. Yep. Okay, and so now this one, activate the living room, or living dining room, so that's this. Scale the dining room table and chairs by a factor of 1.25. So click on scale, so select our objects, go ahead and select everything, hit enter. Using the center of the table, I'll find the center, go outwards, and we're going to type 1.25. Go ahead and enter. And what is the square area of the table? And notice, round to the nearest whole number. This one does tell you to round. So measure quick, click inside of it, and our area is 4418, right? So 4418, and notice they had two acceptable answers. Alright, explode all objects. How many objects are spline? So this one, for some reason, you can hit Control A to select everything, hit explode, and then they want you to do it twice because some objects don't fully explode. And then a third time, hit Control A, and now we can go to this drop down menu from our properties. Spline is 30. And there you go. Okay, so the next question, look at that, we're already halfway through, and we're not even that far along, 20 minutes. So you would have had 30 minutes to finish the rest of the test. Complete the north arrow symbol. Okay, so they want us to do this. And what is the perimeter? Okay, so here, triangle and inscribed. So to find that, we're going to go to our rectangle. There's a drop down menu right there. Polygon. Triangle has 3 sides, so we're going to enter the number 3. Going to hit enter. And then from here, inscribed. And then you're going to go straight up. And now we need to trim this circle off to match it. Just like so. This line won't matter because it's not going to affect our area or perimeter. Measure quick, and our perimeter is 85.36. So I'm just going to write 85 since 0.3 is less than 5, so it doesn't round up. Okay. So now we need to activate layout 1. Layout 1. Turn on and saw the room tags. So anytime it's telling you to turn on a layer, it's the light bulb. If it's asking about sawing, this would be a icicle, just like that. Right? We're going to turn on the room tags. What is the square footage of the bathroom? Bathroom 147. 147. And next. Okay, and here, oh, sorry. Zoom into the bathroom area. Draw a line from the corner of the countertop to the center of the shower. What is the length of the line in inches? That one's easy. You're just going to draw a line from this corner to the center, and it was 75.1. You can also, or sorry, I'll keep it there. Click on it. It should say length over here, 75.61. 75.61. Or you can also do is, I'm gonna do it a separate way just in case. Measure the distance from there to there, 75.61. Same answer. Okay, and here activate the office view. So this should be our office. And here they want us to do a lot of stuff, right? Stretch the top line, stretch the bottom line, the right line, blah, 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 blah. But all they want is this corner to this corner. What is the length? So to do that, I am just going to click on this one right there. Click the middle square, go down, and we're going to go down 20 units. So I'm just going to type 20, enter. And then stretch the bottom. That doesn't affect this. The right, 10 to the left. So this square I'm gonna go to the left, type 10. And so now we could just add a dimension from this point to this point, go straight up, and 16.67, right? So again, the more you get used to AutoCAD and what they're asking, you can save time. So that way you're not doing stuff that doesn't affect your answer. Okay, to change the appearance of the drawing to match the image shown, which layer should be turned off? So from here, our only difference for us is this green layers on our countertop. So I'm just going to click on one of them, and it says QSPCQ. So we turn off the green, for example. There's a lot to click, but trust me, if you just go over here, turn it off, right, it matches it. But I found it by seeing what's wrong, find the color, and it automatically tells you. Okay, this one was a little tricky. And notice mine didn't open up. I'm going to go over to the left, reset current file, and then it should automatically open up the file. Okay, so they want us to draw an isocircle with the radius of this from the geometric center. That's just from the center of the shape. And then what is the surface area? So to find the center of this, wait, before we do that, toggle the iso top plane. To do that, we're going to go down to this drop down menu right here for iso draft, and make sure you click on iso top. Ours was already selected, but just in case, make sure yours is. To find the center of the shape, we're not going to use the midpoint, only because this is an isometric view. So you may not get exactly the center of it. But if we draw diagonal lines, we should get the exact center of this. And then we're going to go down to an iso circle. We're going to have to use an ellipse, and we use axis end. Go down here to iso circle, find our midpoint, and then enter our radius, which I believe was 0.375. So 0.375, hit enter. We can delete these lines already. And now just do the measure quick and get a surface area. So area is 3,408. 3,408. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. I put 3,408. I thought it was a comma. It's actually a decimal place. Right? So please don't make that mistake. I'm trying to go through this fast, but notice we got the same numbers, just it's 3.408, not 3,408. Okay? It's late at night, so I'm sorry. And for this one, let's see, it should let us retry it. So if I go back, put the point, hit next, there you go. Alright, please do not make that mistake. Again, file did not load, so I'm just going to go over to the left, reset file, and it should open up. This might be where you waste some time, but whenever you're taking the real test, the timer stops when the files are loading, so you should be okay. Offset the top line down by 8.36 units. So we're going to go to offset, make sure you enter your distance first. So 8.36, 8.36, enter. And they want us to go down. So click this top line, go down, click, hit cancel, and then we just need the area of this inside part, which is 3611.52. This one is actually 2611. So 3611.52. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, they're asking for perimeter. Okay, my apologies again. It is late at night. Oh yeah, by the way, if you're zoomed in and you don't get to see the whole part, it will not give you the size. So it is 880.72. We can hit the go back 880.72, and hopefully you're taking your time reading it. Go a little slower. You only need a 700 to pass. Okay. Activate the south elevation tab. So I cancel this. South elevation. Plot a window using the center point 1, 2, 2. So to plot a window, I'm just gonna type plot. Right, and then you should see the printer sign. This might pop up, hit OK, and then the actual print menu should show up, right? For any other software, this is what the print page looks like. For AutoCAD, it's a plot. Right here, plot area, under window, we're going to select this tab right there. And they want it from here to here. And then they want what is the plot offset value? Y. Plot offset value or Y. So we'll just type that number in, 2.407283. Hit next, and there you go. All right, so we're gonna hit cancel. Go to our model. So here it's already pre-made. So we can cheat here because it's already pre-made, but realistically, your file should look like this. Let it load right here. So they want you to make it look like this and then get the area of this post. Moving this line does not affect this area, but this one would. So we're going to go move it all the way. Then we're going to extend this one. Just click on it, grab this line, go upwards. I'm going to trim this blue line and then move this one up. Make sure you don't go to the corner. You should see the green dash marks. So it's straight, and they want square area. Measure quick, 587.12. 587.12. And there you go. This one looked a little tricky. Again, for some reason, the last questions, it's not loading the files by itself, so please bear with it. And we want to create a circle tangent to circle 1 with arc 2. So this circle is this arc to create this. And the radius of 3. So under circle, tangent, tangent, radius. We're going to go make sure that tangent symbol, please click on the bottom half of the circle, not the top half, like so, and then here, and then the radius We're just going to type 3. And we're just going to go ahead and trim this circle. So now we should get the arc length. Just click on it and our properties menu should have arc length 2.306. 2.306. Next. And there you go. So this one, they want you to draw a line from the center of point 1 to the midpoint of both of these arcs. Now, I don't know exactly where that midpoint is, but we can do a quick measure. Half of that should be a radius. The radius of that circle or arc is 5. So I'm just going to offset by, was it 5 or 0.5? 0.5. So offset 0.5, enter, click this line, move it over. So now we have a base point of a line that's arcing between the midpoints of both of these. And we're just going to draw a line from the center of the circle to the midpoint right there. And they want to know what is the angle of the line's horizontal axis. So I'll just click on it. In our properties menu, angle right there, 20. So 20, and next, and we got it. Now if you're paying attention, the line was blue, right? If we load the new file, right, because some of you, it might load, so I want to show you exactly what's going to happen. They want you to assign the color to the hidden lines layer. I'm going to click on it, go down to our layers, hidden lines. This is a bluish, so cyan, right? It's not red, white, or green. And there you go. Easy questions. Alright, so stretch lines represented by 0.1 down by 10 units. What is the area of the red? So this one, let me grab this point, go down, type 10, enter, and now we just do our measure quick. And before I mess up area or perimeter, go back and read it. Area. So area is 1448. 1448. Alright, we got 2 more questions. Alright, activate layout 1, bottom left corner. I'll go ahead and click on it. Nope, sorry, I still have my measure tool. That's why it wasn't working. Now using the multi-text line, place and create the drawing name, notched upper right. So here's our text feature. Just the drop down line, drop down, multi-text. Specify the first corner. We're gonna go from here down over here and then go back to where our text should start, somewhere around there. And then I'm going to turn caps locks on so it matches it and type notched upright. And for our text height, if I highlight it, or let's go ahead and click away from it, click on it, text height here is 0. If I click on it and put 0.15, hit enter, and it does change it. Now I just needed it to be adjusted, but notice that it is very close to the actual height of the original text. So that should be our answer. Yep. Okay, so now use the trim feature and extend to finish the creating. So we should assume that this height should be the same as this. I'm just gonna drag this over to that point, go straight up. That way the lines, and then we can go from here, connect it there, and connect this one there, and then just trim. So now, are they looking for area? Yes, square inch area. So measure quick amount, so we get all of it. 2561. 2561. Hit enter. And there you go. So easy enough. You should be able to hit next and get a free 100, right? This is very similar to how the actual test is going to be. So please go back, make sure you understand why and how I'm doing everything. I took 40 minutes, so you should have 10 minutes to spare. Go through your answers. Whenever you do it on your own, please understand that it's okay to skip some questions here and there, because you only need a 700 to pass the actual test. Okay? So best of luck, and until next time.